everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Trishy, and for today's Yin Yoga class, we will be working on the joint health of our bodies. So come and take a comfortable seat. It can be cross-legged, up on a block, or kneeling, and close your eyes if you feel free to. Begin to ground down through your sit bones, sitting up straight and tall through your spine. Yin Yoga helps to improve joint health in a number of ways. By passively relaxing the muscles, the good stress goes into the connective tissues surrounding the joint, including the ligaments, making them thicker and stronger. It gently improves joints' range of motion by lengthening connective tissues and ligaments, making joints more flexible. It also hydrates tissues so that joints move more freely, and Yin Yoga increases bone density, strengthening the joints. That's just some reasons why Yin Yoga is a perfect balance to any active yoga or exercise program. Now, I won't be targeting the spinal column for today's class, but tune into next week's class and I will be focusing more in on the spine. Until then, just try to ground down through your practice, getting ready to commit. Coming into the present moment. Leaving any to-do lists or expectations on yourself outside your sacred space. And go ahead and bring your palms together in front of your heart space. And let's take a big cleansing inhale together, and then exhale through your mouth. The first pose we're going to take is a neck release. So straighten up through your spine, bringing your chin roughly parallel to the ground, and then drop your right ear over to your right shoulder. You can stay here or gently walk your left fingertips out to the side. And if you would like to go a little bit deeper, simply rest your right palm on top of your head, pulling the left ear away from the left shoulder. So you're doing all this very gently. The bones in the neck, swivel joint area are very fragile, so you have to take great care when you're stretching them. Finding your edge, relaxing your jaw, gently place your right palm back down on your knee, and then turn your head, pointing your face down to your right armpit. So for a lot of people, this feels like a nice stretch along the back of the neck. Use your right palm to cradle the side of your face as you lift your head back up. So let's go to the opposite side, dropping your left ear over to your left shoulder. You can stay here or walk your right fingertips out beside you on the ground or to a block. And if you wanted to go a little bit further, place your left palm on top of your head, the side of your head, lengthening the distance between your right ear and your right shoulder. Keep your shoulders down and away from your ears. Drop your left palm down and then turn your head to look over to your left armpit. You may find that one direction is more flexible than the other, and sometimes that has to do with what our dominant hand is and arm. Use your left palm to cradle your head, lifting it back up center. Take a nice cleansing breath. Roll your shoulders backwards, around, forward, and then back again. Take a couple rolls just like this, lubricating your shoulder joints. Then come on to hands and knees, tabletop pose, then walk your palms forward, keeping your hips over top of the knees for melting heart. So you're going to melt your heart down to the mat, bringing your forehead all the way down. If your forehead doesn't quite reach the mat, you can always use a block, or you could also place a block underneath your chest. So this is a great pose for opening up into the shoulder area. If you wanted to go a little bit further, bring your palms together in prayer position and then bring your palms to the back of your neck. If you had your palms resting on your neck, slowly bring them back down to the floor, pressing into your palms. Take your time, we've been here for a while, and come and sit up, tucking your toes so the balls of your feet are on the mat into a toe squat, and just take a look at your baby toe and just wiggle it out of the way so it's resting on the mat as well. Come and sit your hips back on your heels. So we're going to be stretching into the ankle joints as well as the wrist joints at the same time. So we're going to begin with flexion of the wrist joints, and you can always have your palms bent with the back side of your palm onto the mat facing each other. Or you can turn your palms all the way so the back of the palms are now facing, your fingertips are facing your knees. Keep a slight bend in your elbows so you're not hyperextending, and bring your shoulders onto your back body. Spreading your fingertips nice and wide. And gently begin to peel the top of your wrist off the ground so you're stretching into your fingers and your forearm, and then slowly peel all the way off, sitting back on your heels. You can wiggle your wrists around or give them a slight shake. I just like to turn mine around and bring the back of my palms together, doing kind of a circular motion. So now we're going to go with extension, and again, you can always have your palms facing sideways if facing the fingertips back towards you is too intense. So you're coming straight up onto the palm now, the flat edge of your palm, and be sure not to hyperextend your elbows here. Keep your fingertips spreading wide and bring your shoulders away from your ears. So this stretch is really great if you spend a lot of time on a computer or using a mouse, working at a desk. And toe squat is also great if you wear uncomfortable shoes for a lot of the day. So if your feet have really started burning at this point, don't worry, they're okay. We're almost there. Just hang tight for a couple more minutes. And start to peel your wrists off the mat, keeping your fingertips spreading wide. So you're really getting into your finger joints here. And then lift your hands all the way up. Again, you can do what any little movement feels great for your wrists. Circles or shaking it out or anything that feels great. And then come forward on hands and knees and stretch those feet back. It feels great for me when I just tap the tops of my feet down. It brings away a lot of the sensation. And then keeping your knees hip-width distance apart, sit back on your heels. So this is going to be an opposite ankle stretch. Bring your palms behind you if that feels all right. Either way, if it's very sensational in your ankles and your knees, just stay sitting up. And if you're feeling nothing at all, feel free to come right down to your forearms or to a bolster or a pillow or anything just to get the sensation that you want. Try to keep your neck as relaxed as you can. Make sure you're not hyperextending or locking your elbows. Keep a slight bend. And if you wanted to go a little bit further into your ankles, lean your weight back a little bit more, lifting your knees off the mat. If this feels uncomfortable or painful in any way, just stay in one of the previous variations. If you had your knees lifted, gently bring them back down to the earth, leaning forward, coming onto hands and knees, and go ahead and just do whatever feels great for your legs. I'm just stretching my right foot back and then switching to my left and straightening through the legs there. From here, we're going to start getting into the hip joints, which is a ball and socket joint. And the first pose we're going to take is Malasana, and I'm going to be using my blocks. But if you feel comfortable staying for minutes at a time in Malasana without the use of blocks, then certainly go right ahead. So I'm putting them on the highest setting just so I can be nice and comfortable. Then I'm bringing my heels in, toes out, and then sitting down onto the blocks, letting my knees go wide. I'm bringing my hands in prayer, and then bring your elbows to the inside of the knees, bringing them out wide. So you're having a nice opening in the hips. Let all your body weight go down into the blocks. Feel free to close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath, and then start to release yourself off the blocks so you can move them over to the side for now. And from here, we're going to go from an external hip rotation to an internal hip rotation, because we do a lot of opening of our hips in yoga, but not a lot of internal opening. So bring your right leg to a 90-degree angle, shin parallel to the front edge of your mat, and your left leg parallel to the long edge of your mat, your shin, for deer pose. So your left hip is rotating in and your right hip is rotating out. Bring your palms back behind you and try to ground down through that left hip as much as possible. So most of the sensation is going into that area. It helps to tuck your tailbone under as well to get a little bit more sensation. And try to find an arm variation that works best for you and is most comfortable. I'm just staying up on my arms, but you can always lower down to your forearms if you're not feeling enough, or if it's too sensational, you can always try to fold forward or sit up straight. If you're back on your forearms, begin to lift back up. Bring your right heel close to your left hip and then stack your left knee on top of your right knee, bringing your heels close into your hips for shoelace pose. Now I'm going to give you a couple options here. So you can either just traditionally fold over your legs to get a nice stretch that way, or what I've learned from my Yin Yoga teacher Cassandra is something she thought up was place one palm on top of the opposite one on top of your left knee and kind of round in your spine as you press that knee away from you, and that will give you a lot more sensation if that's what you're looking for. So either variation is great, just do whatever feels best for you. And if you have a lot of sensation just sitting up, just stay exactly where you are. Keep letting gravity guide your head and neck and shoulders down to the mat, or relaxing them completely if you're doing the opposite variation. Begin to lift back up. Uncross your legs and bring your left leg parallel to the short edge of your mat on the opposite side, so towards the back of your mat now, and your right leg parallel to the long edge of your mat. Flex firmly through your toes so you protect your feet and your knees. Bring your palms back behind you, or whichever arm variation feels most comfortable for you, but ground down through that right hip as much as possible. Begin to lift back up and slide your left ankle close to your right hip, stacking your right knee over top of the left knee and bringing your right ankle close to your left hip. You can go ahead and inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold over your legs, or you can do what you did before if you had done it on the first side, which is stack one palm on top of the other on top of your right knee and kind of press into that knee, grounding through your sit bones and rounding in the upper neck and spine. But be sure to relax your shoulders away from your ears as much as you can and let your head hang heavy. Sorry about my cat. Begin to lift back up, whatever variation you are in. Uncross your legs and just lie down on your back. So bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees go wide. And if you think it will be too intense to stay in this reclined butterfly pose, just stick some blocks or pillows or something underneath your knees or your thighs just to give you a little more support. You can bring your palms onto your low belly or just rest your arms down by your sides, whatever feels most comfortable to you. If you would like to go a little bit further, just bring your arms overhead, clasping onto opposite elbows, or just relaxing them there. If not, just stay with your arms exactly where they are. If you had your arms overhead, just slowly bring them back down to your sides. You can help your knees back in with your hands and bring your soles of your feet to the ground, knees up. And just very slowly windshield wiper your knees from side to side, just releasing any kind of tension that might have built up in your lower back. Take a few at your own pace. And then when you're ready, just stretch your legs and arms out, palms facing the sky. Relax your feet into Shavasana. Relax your whole body down onto the mat or the ground or wherever you happen to be right now. Completely release yourself. Completely surrender. Let your body be heavy. Let your mind be relaxed. And just take these couple minutes for yourself. Begin to wake up, wiggle your fingers and toes. Turn your head from side to side and maybe raise your arms overhead and take a big stretch. Gently roll to one side and use the strength of your arms to come and take a comfortable seat. You can place your palms on your knees. Feel free to close your eyes. And try to take notice of how all your joints feel now as opposed to when you first started your practice today. Try to take notice of how your whole body feels. And then bring your palms together in prayer position in front of your heart center. Let's inhale deeply through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Thank you so much for practicing today with me, yogis. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Please feel free to subscribe to my channel, like this video, or leave a comment. Have a beautiful day.